guys, it's your girl Taylor and I am back with another wig video. This time we are going to be getting into a wig maintenance video. I get a lot of questions on how I maintain my synthetic wigs and how I make it last long, keep it from tangling. So we're going to get into a few tips and tricks. So we're starting off with the Fabiola wig. I wore this wig a few videos back and I cut the bangs into it, but as you can see she's a little bit matted, especially in the nape area. So we're going to be focusing on how to get those mats out. So you're going to need some fabric softener and a generic spray bottle. I got this one off Amazon and I made sure that the spray bottle was filled up halfway with water and poured just a little bit of fabric softener and shook it up because it's going to make it very easy for distribution. So now I'm just going to make sure the wig is on my head. I'm using the adjusted strap just to make sure that it stays there, because this is not going to be a glued install, it's going to be glueless. And so I'm just taking the hair and sectioning it with my hands and then making sure to spray the concoction right onto the strip of hair that I'm working with. Now this, pay close attention, this is a no-no. You do not want to do this to this wig or any wig of this nature. You do not want to use a detangling brush. You want to finger comb your hair because this will ruin the curl pattern. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't, trip too much over it because it's a bottom layer and you really won't be able to see that too much. But this was the first instinct that I had, was to use a detangling brush to really get those knots out. I don't completely regret it because as you can see, I can now run my fingers through that section of hair a little bit easier than I could before. Like, the mats are pretty much gone. So even though it works to get rid of those mats in your hair, do not do it if you want to preserve that curl pattern that, we all love so much. So here I am just making sure to do that with the other sections that I'm working with as I work my way up. So I'm starting top to bottom because that's where the problem area is. Most wigs that are very long, most synthetic wigs that are very long, you tend to have most of the issues at the bottom or the back of the wig because it is what rubs against your clothing. So I'm just making sure that I get each section sprayed with the fabric softener and water, and I'm just running my fingers through it so I can make sure I don't ruin anything. So let's get into this compare and contrast, this before and after, if you will. If you see the before and after, you notice one side is more fluffier and one side is more, condensed. And just to give you a closer look, I can run my fingers through the side where I work the fabric softener and water and my finger gets stuck on the other. So that's why it's really important to use the fabric softener, because it truly softens up the synthetic hair fibers, making it easier for you to run a comb through it, a brush, or your fingers. In this case, it's most important to use your fingers if you want to preserve those curls. Also, this is a very convenient way to preserve your wigs if you want to wear your wig every day, or you don't necessarily want to do the boiling method where you boil your wig for a certain amount of time and then recurl it using flexi rods or perm rods, whatever the case may be. This one is really helpful, especially if you have a curly wig such as this, because you can't really recurl your curly wigs. So all you can really do is preserve the natural curl pattern. And so with this, all you simply have to do is just spray it into your hair and let it air dry for the most part. And if you wear a wig like this every day and use this method, I guarantee your hair will look like how it looked when you took it out the package on the first day. The next wig that I'm going to be reviving, this is the wig Outre Kataya. I don't think I mentioned what the other wig was called. It's called Outre Fabiola. But this one, I know you're probably thinking, girl, this does not need restructuring. Like, this looks brand new basically. But the problem that I have with this wig is similar to Fabiola, is that it begins to tangle at the ends, especially in the back where it touched my neck or my clothes. And so this is like a yucky texture, kinky texture kind of wig. I wanted to try the method where spraying a bit of fabric softener, but with a little bit of a twist. So right now I'm just actually installing this wig. I'm not doing this one glueless because I like to glue my wigs down. I'm not one of those glueless synthetic wig girls. So I'm just going to install it for now, and then I'm going to check back in when we get to the magic. Now look at these ends. Now, don't they look tangled? This is why we're taking our fabric softener. Now on this wig, because it has no curls, I am going to use a detangler, but I also am going to use my blow dryer brush or handheld blow dryer. I don't know what it's called, but basically it is important to use a blow dryer with an attachment piece like this, because this really helps to get those kinks out that form at the bottom of the hair, as it kind of just has rested on your clothing and is getting a little bit matted as a result of that. And so this helps to actually preserve kinky texture wigs, because it already has that blowout texture to begin with. So using like a blowout method on low heat will actually quickly get those kinks out. So that is the end of the video. I hope that you all enjoyed it and that you learned a few ways to preserve your synthetic wigs and increase its longevity. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below, subscribe for more videos, and follow your girl on social. I love you, stay beautiful, and stay safe.